you're going to be able to do this with your kid. You're going to be able to, you know, play tennis with your kid. You're going to be able to go surfing with your kid. You're going to be able to manage your kid's money. You're going to be able to show your kid an R-rated movie. But it's like, it doesn't all, you guys are like too excited. Like, why not? Nothing bad will happen in keeping them in the kingdom of childhood.
You were talking
a little longer.
Holy shit, we've got another episode for you, and it's a good one.
Welcome to the Good Enough Podcast. It's me, Natasha,
It's
Sabrina.
me, Sabrina.
And our very special guest.
You've seen her.
You've seen her in her movie, Drugstore June.
That's right.
Or maybe you've seen her comedy special, Hot for My Name.
Or maybe you've heard her on her podcasts, which you take your pick. There's Trash Tuesday, there's Glowing Up. Put your hands together for Esther Povitsky, but also King.
Well, no, that was a fake.
That was fake?
Yeah.
Wait, you fake changed your name?
Yeah. I changed my last name before I got married, only on Instagram for attention.
Oh my God. Wait, is this before he proposed to you?
No, we were engaged, but he was like, what's going on? And I just like thought maybe Esther King was like cute because obviously
it is cute.
Obviously, Povitsky is hell on earth as a last name, but then I just like couldn't commit.
You were Esther P for a while.
Was I? That's horrible.
No, I'm sorry. That's someone else.
Oh my God, that's Christina P.
You always confuse me with other people.
No, I don't.
No one else does that.
I'm actually just completely confused most of the time, and I have a really bad memory.
You were Eliza for a while, am I right?
Yes. No, but
okay, so you did it for attention?
Yeah, I did it for attention, and then I've switched back because it was just really confusing to everyone, and I didn't fully commit.
But to legally change your name, I think, is a curse upon a marriage.
Why?
Did you legally change it?
I think I did.
Okay, forget it.
I think, like, because I just got married.
Wait, what do you mean you think?
Because I got married, like, I was in a postpartum haze, and it was at the courthouse in Santa Barbara, and we just, like, filled it out on a computer. And I think I put, like, that last name, but I made my...
But what about your license? Driver's license?
Oh, my God. My license, I'm still an Illinois resident.
Okay. No, because I feel like the curse is, like, doing all of that paperwork is such a... Like, it's enough to, like, plan a wedding and make all the concessions you make to... And the compromises to make a marriage work. But when you change your name, I think that weighs heavily on you when your spouse is acting crazy. You're like, and I named myself after you?
Oh, I don't get that way, though. Like, I got my podcast co-host her name tattooed on my arm. And it's like, we can get into tiffs, and I'm never like, like, it doesn't.
You got your podcast co-host's name
Natasha,
tattooed?
What have you done for me lately?
On your arm?
Wait, can I see it?
It says Kalila, or is it Annie?
It's Kalila.
Well, that is so light. The ink is so light. If it was dark, you might get mad.
Well, because it was supposed to be temporary. They had this new tattoo like technology where they're like, these tattoos are unlike anything you've ever heard of. It's called ephemeral, and they last for 1 year and then they go away. And I was like, this is perfect. Then 5 years later, it's still there.
Really?
And the company went out of business. And I have like 4 of them. I really messed up. And it's probably like bleeding. The ink is like absorbing into my unborn fetus right now. Like,
I love that the company disappeared before the tattoo.
It did.
Should I get Sab on my neck?
What's
her nickname?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Cool.
Ephemeral style.
Ephemeral.
I don't recommend it, actually.
1 to 10 years.
I would Sharpie your name to my neck. We can start with that.
We could just do it for one episode.
Let's Sharpie our names to our necks.
Okay.
I love a good like random feeling sketchy and get like give myself a Sharpie lower back tattoo.
Yeah.
Feel nasty.
Yeah, nasty girl. Speaking of nasty, you got a whole baby inside
you got knocked
belly.
up again, Esther?
I know.
How did
you
it
just had a
happen?
baby.
I'm like behind.
What do you mean you're behind?
I feel
you're
like
ahead.
I wanted to have it so much sooner after, but I was like I was just too crazy.
Wait, explain why you wanted it back to back to back.
Because so I never wanted kids.
Your older kid is 20 months old.
Yeah,
And now bring in the shocking twist, you never wanted kids.
I never wanted kids. And then literally quoted you forever. 1 is an accessory, 2 is a lifestyle.
Hell yeah. Oh, look, it's in my book right here.
Oh, I love your book.
The World Deserves My Children.
I
Quick
love your
plug
book so
for
much.
The World Deserves
Thank
My
you. We
Children.
should have got a little blurb from you. Here's my daughter spraying me on the
Never asked
back.
me for a blurb.
Yeah, well, Chelsea Handler and Ali Wong said yes, so I didn't need you, babe. Didn't need you, babe.
I famously wrote both of their specials.
Well,
Will you write me one?
I have been trying to. You don't accept.
I have some bad news, though. I did not make up that quote.
You didn't?
But I don't know who did.
I feel like
Wait,
you did.
you didn't make up that quote?
You
I
did.
don't know.
No,
You
I
what
know
the
that
cool
you
thing-
did.
I think that if a
How
quote,
do you know that
if
I
a quote
did?
is
I
out
know.
there and nobody has taken responsibility for it, I think
can
that's
have
a cool
it.
thing to do is take the quote.
Sometimes I'll read my old journals and I'm like, what? Like, I don't
Yeah.
even remember this.
Of course.
It's so crazy. But anyway, the point is,
So
The point is
I
you
was-
didn't
wanted
want kids,
one.
but you're currently stuffed with
I
your
didn't
second.
want kids, and then one time my friend was like, "Why don't you just have one?" And I was like, "Oh, I never thought of that." And then I would start to think of your quote and everything, and so I was like, "I'm just gonna have one kid," and then I got. I really didn't, because think about it. Think about it like this: no one
Yeah.
ever goes, "Are you gonna have a kid?" People always go, Do you want kids?"
Yeah, it's true.
It's always with the S.
That's your quote.
Yeah.
do you want kid?
Do you
No
want
one
kid?
says that. And then I had one baby, and the second I had her, I was like, I'm so full blown addicted.
Addicted.
My addictive personality is like on fire. and
Wait, that's what made you want to have the other one? Is how much you loved the first one?
yeah. Wait,
Wait.
why is that surprising?
Because it's just so much. And I guess with my kid, too, I'm like, I'm so glad that she doesn't have some like major issue or she's got everything perfect. So I'm like, I don't want to mess that up because I had like a troubled brother growing up who was always like the problem child. So I was like, oh my God, I don't want to scare you. But I was like, oh my God, I got a perfect child.
No,
And what was the
already-
gender of the child inside you?
Oh, I already regret this pregnancy when I found out it was a boy.
Oh.
I thought,
I have 2 boys.
You thought you were going to have 2 daughters?
of course I did. Of course. I was so entitled. I never thought this could happen to me. And I'm just thrown for a loop. And what's really, okay, I do want to ask you about
Yes,
having
ask me
boys. And I
anything.
know that this is potentially like obviously super offensive and, to,
She's like,
To all
so
of-
first of all, just let me get this on my chest. You're a fucking dyke.
to all of society, to like all men, to my future son. People are like,
Yes.
you shouldn't say this. He's going to hear you. I'm like, good. I want him to hear.
Yeah.
He needs to be strong. But it's just, okay, the thing that frustrates me is when you tell people you're having a boy, they're like, no, that's good. Like, we need people to raise like good boys. I'm like, okay, I didn't sign up for a public service job.
Yes.
Like, I
Yes.
just wanted a beautiful ballerina. Like, I don't want to make the world a better place. It's so frustrating. Like, it's just such, I don't know. Did you
Okay.
choose your gender?
No, we didn't choose our gender. We also thought we were going to have one boy, one girl, because that's like sort of the societal prescription. The same way when you said, like, are you going to have kids? It's like, I think people expect you're going to have one of each. Once when we tried so hard for the second, so it was like climbing up and down Fertility Mountain for 4 years. We were so happy when she was pregnant. We were on a plane once. Shauna's pregnant. Wolfie, our eldest son, is on the plane, and I'm sitting next to this lady with the longest nails imaginable. And she's kind of clicking her nails, but she's seeming like really wise. And we're talking. She's like, oh, you're having a second kid. She's like, what is it? It's a girl? And I'm like, no, it's another boy. And she, like, her face falls, and she goes, don't worry. You're going to get your match one day. And I'm like, my match? What are you talking about? Like, this is our complete experience, is having 2 boys wrestle each other till the end of time. And like, I'm simply a gold star lesbian, but the Lord will find a way to wedge dicks into your life. And here I am, the Lord will find a way. But I have to say, having 2 boys, now I'm like, I couldn't see it any other way. Whatever way these like perfect little packages come into your life is just it's perfect.
We were at a party the other night, and Esther was literally asking people with boys to show them pictures so she could see that boy kids were still like cute.
No, they're so cute. They're so cute. And it's weird because like I talk about this all the time on this podcast, but before I had kids, obviously I'm like genderqueer and like always found it so obnoxious when people were like, girls are like this and boys are like this. But like truly the generalizations about boys that are actually true to my boys is like so loving to their parent.
I know,
It's
everyone
so-
keeps saying that.
And that there is like I think a little less drama with, like, I remember, Natasha has talked about kind of the teenage drama that's already happening with girls in the school. It's a little more sort of like, we're all
Sweet.
friends,
Yeah, that's true. I just think like mother-son is so creepy. Like, have you
Yeah, well, you have to not be attracted to your son.
like anytime you're around a mother and her son, it's like something weird is going on.
It can
They're
can
like, he's my
definitely go weird.
boyfriend, or they're like,
Yeah.
his wife's gonna have to compete with me one day. Like,
It's-
they're just so weird.
Yes, no, that's definitely true, and you have to actively unfurl
You can
yourself
tell
from
the
that.
men who are our age who like have like unhealthy relationships with their mothers.
Yes,
Oh
it's-
my God, I could name names.
Go
where
for
I'm-
it.
No, like, it's just, your mother, I don't know how to raise a boy. Whereas I feel like with my daughter, I'm like, weirdly confident. I'm like, I know how to do this. Like, I grew up with a
Yeah.
sister. I'm really close with my mom, but I just feel like I'm like, I know nothing. And I'm not even like one of those, like, I don't hate men. Like, it's not coming from that place of like, men suck. Like, my dad is my best friend. My husband is my close friend. Like, it's not like that. It's just, I don't understand what this is. I have no boy interest. Like, when I told Rosebud Baker, she's like, I've never met anyone less qualified to have a son. Like, it
Well,
doesn't make
here's
sense.
one relief right away for the baby years, that poo can't really enter into the penis
Okay.
for changing diapers.
Yeah, but then you have to decide about circumcision, and we don't agree.
Oh, well.
You and your husband don't agree on what to
no.
do? You want to circumcise?
Yeah, and he doesn't.
Okay, so we did not circumcise, but if my kids want to get their dick's designer later, I'll pay for it. Is that a good compromise?
No, because who's going to do that later?
Well, I think that
You
you get
should-
to decide because you're making the baby.
You should ask
It does
ChatGPT
seem-
what has the best, like what keeps it the cleanest.
Natasha, obviously circumcised, but don't diss my boys' dicks like this.
No,
Don't be
the
on this
trends
podcast
are-
dissing my boys' dicks.
The trends
Sorry.
are moving away from circumcision, and that's why I'm like, I guess I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't have a penis. Like, there's one inside of me right now. That's also weird. Like, there's just so many things about having a boy where you're like, this is not suiting me.
Oh my God, you have a penis inside.
Right now.
That's how you got into this mess, of course.
It's like, oh, yeah.
I think personally, because I have simply never completed a hand job, it felt so aggressive to, like, the first time I'm responsible for a penis, be
To
like, cut
it.
the end
Yeah,
off.
I get that. Natasha, did you want a girl or a boy? You obviously wanted a girl, right?
I think I always envisioned myself as having a boy, but
What?
then
Really?
well,
people
here's what's
say
funny.
that,
When I
I'm like,
froze my eggs and then they turned them into embryos, the woman accidentally told me what I had.
Oh, you didn't want to know?
Well, I don't know. She goes, yeah, there's 2 girls. And I was like, what?
Excuse
And then
me?
I had to tell Mosha, like, it was just weird the way she told me. You know?
Natasha's fertility doctor was a parrot.
Well, it was the nurse, and the nurse was just like, "Oh yeah, we got those 2 girls on ice or whatever," and it was just like very casual. I'm
Oh my
just trying
God.
to show it was
I'd
casual.
hate to have that nurse if you were having fertility issues. It's like, these eggs look horrible.
Well, no, she is the one who had to tell me that my pregnancy wasn't really a pregnancy and that it wasn't, you know.
Well, we don't like her.
But anyway, the point is, I got my kid out of it. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad I had a girl, though. I gotta say.
Well, guys, look, I'm here. And
I know, I'm
one of my
sorry.
boys might be trans, and we'll just hold out hope for that. But also, I just think that no matter what it is that you have, you just find your way. And
I
really,
know that's true.
What you realize, it's like, and this is the thing that you were addicted to. From the minute that you hold this
Yeah.
baby, you're like, what a pure joy.
I
Like,
think-
and they're crying, but like, what a pure, they're puking on you, but what a,
And they
they've
look
pissed
really
on you,
scary.
diarrhea running down your leg. What a pure joy. Actually, just while we're on the topic, while I set myself up for this, we were camping a couple weeks ago, and Rowan, I forgot to put a diaper on him, and he was sitting on my lap, and he's a year and a half. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, I think I pissed myself. I felt like hot piss running down my legs.
through?
He was pissing himself, and it went through my pants.
I
So
can't believe you would hold a baby on you without a diaper on.
I wasn't thinking.
I
I
would
was
never.
camping, which means I was sleep deprived.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that I feel so comfortable sharing how much I don't want a boy because I know that once I meet the baby, I'm going to love it and it's
Yeah.
going to be fine and everything will
Yeah.
change. And I also then think to myself, like, God, this is like so challenging my reality, and it's challenging my like identity. It really is challenging my identity that I'm like, this is like going to cause some sort of positive shakeup within me, but I'm not ready to like face that.
And don't forget, like, you're not just having a kid for you.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave is going to have, I'm sure that Mosha probably thinks it would be cool to have a son, and I'm sure he would have a different parenting strategy with a son than he does with a daughter. Maybe. Like, I don't know what would happen, but you're going to get to see it.
And I was so excited. So my dad is an only child, and I'm his only child.
And he's also your best friend, you said?
Yes, he's one of my best friends. And he, I know that he wanted a son, and he had me, and he's fine. He treats me like a son, so it's fine. But I was so excited to tell him, like, you're going to have a grandson. Like, and he did not care at all.
Yeah.
He did not care.
No.
And in fact, he said he's not going to come visit because he can't board his dog because he doesn't trust the boarders. So I have to go to them. So I'm
he's going extra.
Yeah.
Maybe he's jealous of your husband.
Maybe.
Maybe he's jealous of it's the reversal of what you're saying about the father, the son and the mom.
Yeah.
He's like, this little baby boy is taking away from my baby energy with my daughter.
Maybe. Yeah, he does. My dad does not like that I have kids. And him and my husband do have like a weird, tense relationship.
They do?
Yes. It's so weird because I get along perfectly with my mother-in-law. Like, it's so not what I feel like TikTok is all about, like the mother-in-law from hell, but it's like I think my husband has the father-in-law from hell. Like they're both equal parts bad.
How did it start? And thank you for being so candid on the pod.
Well, I don't care. Just like my dad, he's like older and he doesn't have a lot to do. So like he kind of like manages my bank accounts, right? So he's like, but
this is a disaster.
He also,
what the fuck? Esther?
He's also
boundaries.
The qualifications for being your business manager is he's old and doesn't have a lot to do.
No, yeah, he's 82 and he has a gambling addiction.
Esther.
So Dave will sometimes make comments that to my dad, basically that we need to change the password and my dad needs to be taken off. And then my dad's like, you're
Correct.
insinuating that I'm going to steal. And that Dave is just, he's nasty.
It's sounding like Dave is the voice of reason.
A little bit. But also I'm like, I think there's just a closeness that I have with my dad that I'm like, you just don't get it. And you will when Ace gets older, maybe.
Does Dave have the passwords to your bank account?
He does now. Yeah.
And so it's just two men looking over your accounts.
Yeah.
And soon to be 3.
I have a question. Were you always great friends with your parents, or does this something that came in adulthood?
I think it came more in adulthood. I definitely was the preteen girl that hated my mom, and now my mom is my best friend.
And do you have any tips on how to get? Because I want my adult child to say this about me.
Yeah.
On a podcast
What makes you feel
years.
like your mom is?
People ask me this, and I think my mom is just she's always answers, she listens, she doesn't really, sometimes she's, is not always perfect. When I gained 30 pounds in college, she's like, why did you have to gain so much weight? And that was very difficult, and it was not helpful.
What a question to receive after gaining weight. Why'd you got to do that to yourself?
Yeah.
It's the food.
Yeah.
They fed you 4 times or, a whole bunch of times a day.
Unlimited
and it was always
soft serve
bread.
machine.
Yeah. I did it too. I gained 15, 20 pounds.
I think it's just fun. It's not disciplinary. I feel... I don't know.
Are you doing any of the things to your kids that you remember?
Yeah, we do a thing called trash and treasure sometimes. What do you treasure about your childhood? What are you keeping that your parents used as a move? What do you like that move I'm not using as a parent?
I really treasure and will take with me everyone in the household being equals, which I know is controversial and people don't like to hear that.
The kid is the equal to the adult?
Whoa.
And to a certain extent, yes. That's how I grew up feeling like an equal and not adult versus child, which I know that sounds a little messed up and there's ways where that, but...
Well, let me ask you, do you have the keys to your dad's bank account?
No, but I wouldn't want those. No. If that was worthy of anything, I wouldn't be married with children. I'd be a drug addict having fun. It'd be great.
Married with children is what you're doing because you don't have unlimited funds
Yeah.
to be a drug addict.
I do treasure like the equalness that I feel with them, and also like never being afraid to tell them the truth. Like
They feel like young parents.
They're
for
not.
82, but like it feels like they are using some of the methods that like our peers are using. Whereas when we talk about our childhoods, there was like a strictness and a boundary.
Yeah,
that
and
was
I
not
saw
this-
that too with like friends and cousins and stuff, and people who like felt like they had to lie to their parents, and I hate that concept, and I want to avoid that at all costs. Who knows if I'll be able to implement it, but that's what I hope. And then I think what I would trash is like I don't really feel like I was heard and like emotionally supported. Like I don't like no one ever asked me how was I feeling or doing. And I
Interesting
don't
with
think
the-
anyone ever like, okay, growing up, I remember I once saw this commercial for Hasbro, and it was like all the board games like for your family next family game night, and I was like, what is family game night? What, some people have family game night, and I just like lost my mind. I was so upset. And so like I want to do family activities and have fun and not just, but that said, like, you know,
Make it a tradition or an event.
It's weird because you set it up like everyone's equal, but everyone is equally like not talking about their feelings and not playing. Or
like I was just in my room playing alone like most of my childhood, which is like great because then you're like creative and independent, and there is good things that come from that. But I just feel like when I hear about my husband's childhood and they did like family movie night and like they had like tickets and popcorn, and I'd want to do that. Like I'm like foaming at the mouth for like that kind of stuff.
it feels like your dad would be foaming at the mouth to play Monopoly with you.
No, because he doesn't
He's
want
counting all your cash.
No, that's really cool to hear. I feel very similar in like wanting traditions and family traditions.
Yeah.
And like I think that figuring out that would be a cool thing to learn how to do is like how can we implement like and
I like you guys do the Friday night dinner.
we do that
Shabbat.
and then you know what we did the other day? Like Sunday we played chess in the morning.
Oh, that's nice.
But I'm like, why can't I do this every Sunday? Like, I crave
Yeah.
for it to be like something to look forward to that happens every week.
same.
And I don't know how to
right?
implement it. It's so hard.
I think you take that
Why?
chessboard out.
Is it hard because of like work schedules? 'Cause
You're just
comedy,
busy, you know, and it's just like it's very hard. Like, am I just gonna be home all the time? Or?
I think if you do something 3 times a year, it's a ritual. Right?
Yeah. I also want to make a really big deal out of holidays, like, because I feel like in my 20s and early 30s, I just was like so into my career and not holidays and not having fun. And like now that I have a kid, I want to be like, okay, if it's October, we're wearing orange every day. Like, I want to just go too far with it and really feel the seasons. And like, I don't know, I feel like that's like a good way to make memories.
so. You're
I like that.
retiring.
It sounds like it.
Well, if you're wearing orange every day in October, you're not hired. You know what happened to Esther? She's sort of dressing colors, seasonal colors.
Well, speaking of retiring, should we put our meme of the week? Because
Let's
this
put
is
that meme of the week.
This is a woman who is not going to be retiring.
She's not going to be
anytime
retiring.
soon.
She's just making more babes.
But you can tell me I'm a bad mom. I'm a great mom. If I'm good at something, it's being a mom. But sometimes I be like, get the God damn it, I'm sick of you. But that's just how I talk.
Yeah.
Does that make me a bad mom? I don't think I'm a bad mom.
That's
I
probably
give
not
them
great.
too much to be a bad mom.
All right, that was Cardi B on Jay Shetty's podcast On Purpose. What are you disciplining like?
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about
I
it.
bet you have the same problem I have. And let me just say about Cardi B, I did read a quote recently where she's like, it goes my career, then my kids, then my husband.
And
I'm
she's
like,
got a lot of money.
that's true.
But that's obviously a mishmashed order.
My new spiritual discipline is to try to say no to my child.
You got it.
It's really hard.
You're trying to say no. I feel like I heard you on the Chelsea episode. You guys were saying that you say no too much.
Well, she also follows what other people say.
I just copy people's parents.
In the moment. I do that too.
No, what is your discipline technique?
It's like so uncomfortable for me that when I have to say no or take something away, like something comes up within me that is so painful that it's not even like I could do it. It's like I physically can't. It's so clearly about me because I'm like, this is weird. Like, I'm like sweating. I'm so uncomfortable. Like, when we're going from room to room, like Dave will be like, okay, that stays in this room. And I'm like,
does it have to?
why? Why can't she keep holding it? Who gives a shit? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm just so crazy. I don't know.
I'm kind of on your side. I want her to bring it in every room.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he has a reason.
Yeah, and it's like,
is it food? Maybe food doesn't go.
No, it's like her pacifier. We put it back in the crib, and she's fine, but I don't like taking away from her. Do you have that?
That's so sweet.
Something happened to me about 3 years ago, which is I saw the Amy Winehouse documentary.
Yeah.
And it was very moving. She was so talented. And the one thing her mother said that I'll never forget is she said, I could never say no to Amy. I could never say no to her.
Haunting.
Anything she wanted. And it like made me realize like, oh, you're like, by saying no, you're actually modeling no, so they'll be able to say no when someone tries to give them drugs or whatever it is, or, you know, like, so it's like maybe the no is actually an important, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure that mom was a fine mom, but like I was
of course she was not a fine mom. Look at Amy. Let's ask Amy. I mean, that's awful. Yeah, you have to say no and you have to see it. I mean, for me, I see it as you're helping to shape your child to not be one of the kids that when you go out, you see a kid being a monster to their mom. It's like, I just think that
or
it's
to
important.
themselves, or like peer groups, not being able to say no to anything that's happening in the peer group.
Exactly. And it's important. I hate the like, don't say no sort of movement. And I think that it's important to teach our kids to be kind people out in the world, which requires a lot of no, because our core monkey selves want to eat every banana and, you know, knock down every tower. And ultimately it's like that, the kind of behavior that's bred when you don't have any limitations, obviously, like we all know that kid and we don't want to hang out with that kid. And that's what I say to my kid too.
But what if they're really good?
If they're really good?
What if you don't say no, but they're still like good?
Sure, but it's like, you know, when people say like about their relationships, they're like, we never fight. And really what you're hearing is that like one person is just like taking one for the team constantly. You know, it's like when people say we never fight, it's like, oh, so one person's just sort of making all the decisions and the other one's silently resenting. You have to fight. Life is a negotiation and we're all different. We all have different perspectives, and you know, fight might be hyperbolic, but we have to constantly negotiate with each other. And kids, this is a harsh reality for kids to realize that they have to negotiate. And my youngest is the same age as your eldest, 20 months. And it is kind of like interesting to introduce the idea of no, is like their life has been this sort of like montage of people being like, look at you and look at what you're doing. And for one thing that they're doing to render the reaction of like, no, feels really unfair because they don't even really know what it is.
Yeah, they're too young.
Ultimately, I mean, what we're dealing with right now is like last week, Shauna and I went to Mexico City. My mom looked after the kids. Rowan chose this week to be boy on Jerry Springer. He got reported from daycare for slapping and pushing. And I'm like, part of me is like,
that little sweetie?
Clutch my pearls. And then the other part of me is like, yeah, that seems like caveman behavior, you know? So, and how do you teach him not to?
Especially when he doesn't quite, you know.
He thinks it's hilarious. He'll like slap you and start laughing and you're like, whoa. But it's like, you know, they're learning to clap their hands.
Right.
And then push. And this is maybe more of a boy thing. But like Wolfie will wrestle with him. And so what are the boundaries with that? Like we simply must teach him not to slap.
You can also rely on, like, my husband is way more strict than I am.
Oh, he is?
I think the one that carries the baby has a harder time.
I know, but you got to be a united front.
Yes, of
Do
course.
you though? Because then someone was like, well, maybe it's good. Like, she gets a little strictness from Dave. She gets a little like not that from you. Maybe that's okay. No, you think united front? I mean, my parents were the opposite of a united front, and I will admit I grew up confused.
Really?
Yes.
Like to this day, like I remember like a few years ago when I was trying to decide if I should go on an SSRI because I was having really bad anxiety, and my mom was like, you need to, like, this is in our family, like, your grandma's on it, like, it'll be really good for you, all these people at my work. And my dad's like, absolutely not, like, do not do this. This is, you know, like, he just had the very old
like, you
school.
go on SSRIs, I'm taking your money to the casino. I won't let it go.
Like, so yeah, it's just, I've always had two, and that is a little confusing. And then I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know what to do, because like these two people that are my guides are confusing me.
It would have been nice if they talked and became.
Yeah.
But
well, ultimately, like the whole thing of adulthood too, and I think having a good relationship with your parents, this is the other side of the double-edged sword. Like the shadow side of having a good relationship with your parents, I think, is sometimes conflating their ethos with what your ideals are. And it's like, you at this point now, you're a parent and you kind of have a handle on what your idea of medicating versus not.
Yes,
you're the one
that's
living
so
in your
real.
body, and so you need to make that decision. But it's a good example of, like, ideally, if you were talking to your daughter, you and Dave would probably come together, talk about it, and give her sort of like one.
Yeah, but also he and I are like, can be very different, and maybe it's not a bad thing to be like, we both feel this way and each different way, and whatever you do is you. I don't know.
Where you have to be united is in disciplining. I think that if the kids think that like one person's word doesn't matter because they can get through the back door with the other person, then it's like, what are we even doing?
Yeah, that is a little that's stressful to me. Do you guys have your kids do chores?
Yes.
They do. Okay, that's good. I want to do that because I never did a single chore and it's ruined my life. Like, it's so hard.
You don't know how to like make your bed now?
No. And
I don't make my bed now.
You don't?
I've never made a bed a day in my life.
What?
Sorry.
I would definitely say that
I'm sorry.
I look at people who do their chores, who pick up after themselves instinctively, and I'm like, you have it all. Like, that's just in their bones that they put stuff away. I'm like, I want that, and I feel like it has to come at a young age, and so I would absolutely stress to have your kids do chores.
We can
mom just
mock up a
cleaned
few
up
chores
after
for
you?
you.
My mom is such a like clean, controlling, like with her cleaning. So it's like I would get up in the morning to go to school and I would brush my teeth and I'd go back to my bedroom and it would already be, the bed would be made. Like I just like lived the life of a Disney princess. Like I never thought.
I think we just didn't make our beds in my house. But Shauna's like military make bed.
That's really
And
But your
I
mom
do
should have had
things.
you do it.
exactly. But she didn't because I would mess it up or other people.
She wanted it perfect.
Yes.
Yeah,
So it was,
well,
like,
that's what I think
deeper.
with Shauna is definitely a perfectionist, but she's also was raised with a lot more sort of like military ideas of what a kid should be up to and their routine. And so Wolfie is making his bed, and that's like impressive to me. I'm like, wow.
That's amazing. Like I think that we have to do that with Ace for sure. Like even just a couple years ago, I remember I went home for the holidays and I was like, oh my God, Mom, we're gonna make this pumpkin cheesecake. Like I brought the recipe, we got all the ingredients. I was so excited to like make it with her. And then I took a nap and I woke up and she made it. Like she just does.
It's like a control.
Yeah. Like, and so there's a lot lacking in my life because of that. You know, that's why I think I'm like, oh, I want to like make things with Ace and do that. And
That was a good parenting because I went to all these classes, as I do when I wanted to be a comedian. I took like sitcom writing, one-person show class, stand-up comedy.
Wow.
I mean, I took every single kind of class, and I think that's just like how I find my way in the world.
Yeah.
So I took like when I had a baby, I took rye classes. Which
wait, you took them or you took them with her?
you take them with your baby, and it's all people who are the exact same age.
Just
And,
making bread and talking
but I
about-
remember they would have the little like 8 months old like trying to like pour the tea, or I don't know how old they were.
Pouring is the shit.
But they just taught me like a lot of. Yes, they just taught me a lot of like, like don't ever do anything for your kid that they can do themselves at that age,
But then
And
that
so I
takes
have to
a long
keep-
time.
Of course, and I have to keep
you're-
reminding me that, and obviously it's easier for me to tie her shoes for her. But I'm just like, I try to go back to that when I can and when I have time.
That's a good lesson. So my sister, she's a single mom and she like works 2 jobs and she is just like always stressed, always doing stuff. And I remember she was like, just the dishes, like everything, blah, blah, blah. And I remember like she was out to visit me and then her and my mom went somewhere and I was with her kids who are teens. And they're like, we would, like, just FYI, like we would do our dishes. like, they used to do it at their dad's house. They're like, we can do it. And I'm like, oh, this is like perfect. So I told my sister, I was like, your kids like said they can do it. And she's like, I know, but they're my kids and they're under my roof and I'm their mom. So I'm going to do it. And
It's really interesting.
I know. I was like blown away. And I'm like, I'm like, oh, I get that. But I'm also like, I don't want to do that. I don't know. It confused
Well, she
me.
has her own need to be close with them through chores or
Yeah.
She's like
caring
she's
for
adopted
them.
the thing that your mom has where
Yeah.
you make the pumpkin cheesecake
Yeah.
and it's not about
Yeah.
it's about making.
And I think that as your kids get older and you have these new things that happen with them, I think you keep coming back to these types of things, and I think you will implement chores. And you are also raising your child with Dave, and he's got his own set of things. And that's one thing too. Like now, I'm remembering when I was like, I want to say picking Mosha to be the father of my child. I really got a sense that he would be good when she was a teenager.
Really?
Well, just because he's got the mental capacity and wherewithal to like fight and to like win and to like do the right. I don't know. I just feel like I would just be at a loss.
Well, speaking of Moshe, we have a question from him. I have a surprise for you.
He called into the podcast.
He absolutely
What?
did, and he's got a question. He's got a parenting question.
I would like
for
to
all
hear
of us.
this first. I don't know what he's going to say.
Sorry, but this is an ambush style podcast, and until you get my neck tattoo,
Well, let me just say, someone did tell me before you show this from Mosha, before you play this. I was getting a massage the other day, and the massage therapist I was making, because Mosha was like, "I'm going to get you a massage." And he had this woman come to the house, and it was this big deal. And then the whole time I was getting my massage, he was like, doing all this very loud thing, like vacuuming and like, like yelling at you leaving the dog outside, and there was barking and biting. Everything was like chaos. And I was like, well, he was trying. And the woman goes, "Daddies do it different." And I was like, that's such a great way to put it too, because it's kind of sweet.
but also, did you ever yell "shut the fuck up"?
Well, he was like making a big deal out of getting me this like peaceful massage. So anyway, I have no idea what this is, but daddies do it different.
Daddies do it different. Let's see what daddies do.
Hey, I had a question for the Good Enough podcast, folks. I have a wife who is I guess I would say she's a believer in the movie and video game rating system, the way some people believe in like the Bible or church doctrine. She feels like it's infallible. And like, for example, if a movie's PG-13, she thinks the only appropriate time for someone to watch that movie is exactly on her 13th birthday or after. I'm more of a, why don't we check out the movie or the video game and see if it's appropriate type. Kind of like just more on the common sense tip or whatever. But I was curious to hear what you guys think. Do movie ratings actually matter, or are they just kind of a guideline? In particular, I feel like I'd like to hear from the Sabrina co-host.
Thank you.
Or if there's a guest. I feel like they'd have more insight than the Italian one. I don't know why I'm feeling that way.
Okay, you can turn
no
this
offense
off.
to the Italian, but I just sort of have this vibe that
Well, it's funny that
she might be really similar.
I can find I can't do that on my podcast. It's funny that he asked that. 'Cause,
Did you like that? Do you want to play it and tell it to stop again?
No, I did like that though. That was nice. What's funny is just yesterday he came up to me and he goes, because he was fighting me on playing her this video game. And I go
Playing her this
or
video
playing
game.
a video
Playing
game with her.
Okay.
And I said, well, what's it rated? And he told me the name of the game. I forgot. I looked it up. It's rated T for teen.
Okay.
She's 7.
Yeah.
And it says because of gore, sex, the
my
way,
God.
there was like 5 reasons.
Imagine playing a gore sex video game with your dad.
Inappropriate language.
Any age, no.
I don't, it was just had 5 things that were inappropriate because
Yeah.
that's how they rate them. And so I told him, and he's like, oh, well, that's just what they say. I know my daughter more. Like, you can't just rely on what the internet says. And I'm like, well, we need to use it as a guide. So then then our compromise was, I go, why don't you play her like a more kid appropriate video game? And he's like, okay, because he's like chomping at the bit to share experiences with her. And I'm sure that Dave's going to want to play his favorite movies for the kid. It's like, but sometimes he just gets a little ahead of himself. But then yesterday he goes, I was playing Katamari with her, which I know is like a very basic video game because it's the only video game I've ever played, and it was cute in Japanese. and you basically like this ball of things and you collect things. He goes, I was playing this video game with her and it dawned on me. I'm like, why am I introducing her to video games?
Oh.
And he was like, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just put this away. And it like happened to him. Like I let him do it. And I think he just like felt like a loser, like something about the control of a video game. I think physiologically makes you feel like you're kind of a loser. You know, you're like, you go up this way, then you go this way. And then like the kid's trying to figure it out and you're both like staring at a TV. Like it's pathetic.
We are a family that goes to arcades. We are a family that does not allow consoles in our house. Because I worked with someone whose son had to go to rehab for video games.
At what age?
And it did not even help him as like a teenager. It was like pure addiction. And did you hear about that couple in Japan whose baby died because they would not stop playing a video game?
Oh my
It's like
God.
there's something actually super addictive about it. I think
he recognized that when he was, maybe
That's
it's
great.
the addictive thing. I'm being
Yeah.
funny about the loser thing.
Yeah, no, but the addictive piece of it is hard. But his question about ratings, I feel like PG-13 is sometimes given by a prude. And I feel like you need to know what it is about it that's
Right,
PG-13.
if it's smoking and your
Because
kid
I'm
already...
talking to my kid about serious topics that I think are above some other kids' pay grade. I've he knows about 9/11. He knows about the Middle East. He knows about, so if it's PG-13 because of serious topics, I'm actually fine for serious topics like race or sexism or whatever it may be to come up, and then I talk to him about it. Also, language, I don't really mind for him to hear language because he knows that it's not for him to use. And I think my language around language with him is like, as a kid, you just don't actually know when it's okay or not to use these words, and you could get in really big trouble if you use them in the wrong place. So the rule is, until you're older, you just don't use the words. And he's like fine with that.
I'm going to be honest. You guys are throwing me for a loop because I'm over here with my 1-year-old. Like, I got it all figured out. And these are complex
Well, with
questions.
a 1-year-old, you can also like watch The Godfather with a 1-year-old.
Yeah, like I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I'm so conflicted. Like,
What happened to you? Were you able to watch what
I
you wanted?
watched anything and everything, and I do feel like things really freaked me out, and it was not great. And I also feel like, those kids that were like, their parents didn't let them watch The Simpsons, and you're like, they're weird now. Like, you don't want to be too sheltered, and you don't want to be like scared. I have no idea what I would do. I do think though that the only thing I can go back to when I feel so confused like this is like the instinct of the parent. And so if Mosha watches a movie that's PG-13 and he feels like this is fine, then I think that it should be fine. But I also understand, like, if you don't want to use the instinct and just going off the ratings, that's also just like an easier way to do it too. That's not bad at all.
But also it's funny idea of like, what's fine? Because she watches the whole thing and says she loves it. And then all of a sudden she's having nightmares.
Yes, no,
and nobody
scary
knows
shit.
why she's having nightmares. And he's like, she could totally handle this. It's like, I don't know that the nightmare has exactly to do with, or the reason why she wants to check the house 3 times to make sure all the doors are locked and make sure the privacy alarm is on.
I agree with you on scary shit. Scary shit is like, it's not worth it.
It creeps up on you.
It creeps up on you, and then you're the one that's not sleeping because they're like sneaking into your bed. They're like waking you up at night because they're having a nightmare. It's like, it's not worth it with it. And I went there to know it. Like, I also broke my son's ability to go on roller coasters with drops because I accidentally brought him on the thing that used to be called Tower of Terror, but it's named differently now.
Oh yeah.
No.
There was another kid even younger going on
They
it.
ruined it.
His spirit broke.
Wait.
His bravery shattered.
Wait, because it was too scary? It was too
It was
advanced.
insane. It wouldn't stop dropping.
Yeah.
And I kept on like
How
in his
old
ear
was
being
he?
like, I'm so sorry. We're never going to do this again. He was like 6, maybe 5.
I thought it was about how tall you are, too.
And he was tall enough. Nobody told me not to do it.
I
but-
was traumatized by Tower of Terror when I was like
Really?
around that age. Yeah, it was.
And I think that there's something as a parent, or my kind of parent, and maybe in Mosha as well, is like sometimes you want to be like the cool parent that's like, yeah, my kid went on Tower of Terror. But let me tell you, it ain't fucking worth it.
Well, also, it's not the end of the world. It's like, I remember going on that and I was really scared.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now I know I don't like rides. They're moving forward.
But you never went on rides again?
I mean, here and there, but I just never liked it.
You might have gotten broken. Your spirit might have gotten broken.
I don't know. I think roller coasters are.
It's really interesting. The things that are like super scary, and I'm starting to like, my breakthrough is realizing like, if something is scary for your kid, respect it and don't try to push it.
Yeah.
Because
But I
in
think
trying to make them like braving them up to do it, there is a possible outcome that they'll be like, I had fun. But there's also a bigger possibility that they co-sign the fear and that creates a bigger fear.
Oh my God, you're bringing up this like really triggering memory. I'm like almost gonna cry. This is so weird and creepy. But like when I was in my 20s, my dad like finally came out to visit me to LA, and I was so excited. We had all these plans. We like drove up the coast together. We like explored Hollywood. He took me to Universal Studios, and you know how they have every theme park has one of those rides. It's Jurassic Park themed there, where it's like you go around, it's really fun, and then you do the drop, right?
Dude, that is the other Wolfie fear one.
Okay, so my dad, I was like, I don't want to do it. Like, I'm just too scared of drops. So he does it by himself. And then he comes off the ride. He's like, Esther, he's like, it's so fun. It's not that bad. He's like, it's so cool. I want you to.
You're like 22.
Literally at 25. And I literally, this is where I'm like, what? This must be trauma, because I start crying hysterically, and I call my mom. I'm like, I'm paralyzed. I don't know what to do, because this person that I love and trust is telling me to do something.
Oh, this is before even going on the ride.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't, I don't want to, and I didn't go on it. And like, it really challenged, I don't know, it was a really emotionally charged moment, like, which is rare for me, but.
Because you felt like he was pushing
that
you.
ride.
And I wanted to do
That ride is
it.
like parent-child ayahuasca. Because literally, the reason why I know not to push is the behind the music is that, sure, I broke him on the elevator thing, but I knew he liked dinosaurs, and he'd already been on Jurassic before I broke his spirit from the Tower of Terror. And I went to Universal, and I told him, I'll buy you something from the gift shop if you go on the Jurassic
Oh,
ride.
you sound like Mosha.
Yeah.
Mosha does that shit
I'm
too.
done. I'm done. I'm not going to ever do it again. Because he did go on the ride. And when the drop came, he was really upset.
Oh my God, you're just like my dad.
I know, but you know what? Good
it's
news.
a very male
good
quality.
news. I'm gonna manage my kids' money. I'm excited about that.
Here's the thing. You're going to be able to do this with your kid. You're going to be able to, play tennis with your kid. You're going to be able to go surfing with your kid. You're going to be able to manage your kid's money. You're going to be able to show your kid an R-rated movie. But it's like, it doesn't all, you guys are like too excited. Like, why not? Nothing bad will happen in keeping them in the kingdom of childhood.
You are talking
a little longer.
You're talking to me back when I was Amy Winehouse crackhead about it. Now I'm Amy Winehouse sober.
Okay, good.
I'm no longer. I'm not. I am changed. I'm changed.
Now,
I'm a
there's
born
an
again.
extreme.
I'm a born again.
There's an extreme about keeping your child sheltered. Like, for example, I know a kid who goes to a school where they don't introduce, it's my school. They don't introduce purple until 4th grade. You're just
homophobes?
Primary colors. You're just painting with primary colors because they don't want them to they want to keep everything.
It feels anti-gay.
They want to keep everything as rudimentary and at the level, like introduce.
This is making me want to put all of our kids on a roller coaster.
Introduce new things when they're ready. Well, that's a little extreme, but I'm just saying, how about you find the middle ground between not letting them use purple and bribing them to go on the Tower of Terror?
That might not
with
be
you.
true. It was the dinosaur ride, and guess what? It's time for putting something in timeout, and it feels like we're actually in the right energy right now to do this because it's one of our favorite segments, and I'll start it off. Are you ready?
I don't remember what I was going to say, so you go.
Okay, I'll go first. Then Esther, do you have a timeout?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? Do you want it to be about crackers or this time school starts?
The time school starts.
Okay, ready? Good choice. The crackers was very hinky. Shauna threw out these crackers that I got from H Mart.
Oh, you're going to do them both?
No, I just want to say, why did she throw? I look out the window where we throw
You
all our
probably
trash.
forgot to put a little clip on them, and they were stale.
It's because they have probably MSGs or something. But what are we going to be?
Mosha
Everything
throws
organic?
away crackers that are gluten-free.
Great.
He says it's fake.
Okay, I'll go first. I put in timeout. School starting at 8:10 a.m. 8:10 a.m. Where'd you get that number from? Satan? At 8:10 a.m., I should be still snoozing around while my kids are sort of draped on me like weighted blankets. You know, I put in timeout marking my son late for school if he's arrived within 1 hour of school starting. Everybody loses. If you mark my son late in the public school system, the school gets less money. Keep your mouth shut. Who cares when he came through the door? No one's auditing you. This is the government of Los Angeles. I will keep my mouth shut when I trip on one of the crazy ass roller coaster sidewalks that are built out of tree roots. You guys know what I'm talking about. They're shaky sidewalks. If I trip and fall, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But if my son rolls in at 8:17 a.m., let's just wink and call him on time. Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Thank you so much, guys.
I second that motion.
Yeah, it's too early. And like, you're marking him late. I'm the one that made the mistake.
Oh, LAUSD will never stop calling you.
They'll never stop.
Esther, do you have anything you'd like to put in timeout?
Yeah, being late to school. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so this has now happened with several different friends of all different backgrounds and ages and kids or no kids. My friends will come over to visit and they'll be like, you know, if we're hanging with Ace, they'll be like, you keep it so quiet in here. Like, my childhood was filled with music. And they're like, this is so dull. And I'm noticing a lot of people like to have music on all the time when they're like playing with their kids or whatever. And I am so against that. I think that music is really fun and stimulating. It's not that I'm like, no music. It's not like Footloose.
No musica!
But I do think that for me, I personally get overstimulated. Like, I don't like to be eating dinner or talking to friends while music is playing. Like, I think it should be separate. And so for me, like, I like to reserve music. Like, we have a little bit of music time at some point in the day where we're listening to music and like it's lifting the mood. And
your husband says something and you're like, not the time.
Yeah, like, so I think like constant overstimulation I'm putting in timeout, and like, let's try. It is almost feels like in the same vein as like not introducing the color purple, which does sound crazy, but I kind of understand. It's like, let's like keep it small, and then when we need the music, we'll play it. So.
All right. Put in timeout, always music.
I did need music the entire time I was breastfeeding, though.
Really?
Just to get me through it.
Well, that's different.
You know, it was just like music, like, let's put on the playlist.
Shauna's very music, and now I'm a convert. So I can't even, this is my like marriage tip, is just like, you know what? If one person's super passionate, that's just what you do then. You know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm the person, I think there was a meme about this, like one person on vacation, like one person pays for the vacation, picks out the hotel, does everything, and then the other person is responsible for the vibe.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm the person in the house who's responsible for the vibe. So I got incense going, I got music going, and I got some tea going.
Oh, Shauna's got the vibe going too.
I'm trying to do that. I know. I kind of learned some of it from her.
See, I knew that this would be, I'm a loser. And I just want, like, I know I'm in the wrong. Everyone who comes over is like, this is weird. It's silent in your house. There's no vibe. And I stand by my no vibe lifestyle.
You know what? Sing a song when you come over to Esther's. You know, you bring the vibe. Bring a little Bluetooth speaker. Thank you so much, Esther.
Thank you for having me.
We love you.
Esther, Trash Tuesdays.
Yes, you guys have to come on soon.
We're going to. We would
to.
like to talk about being a mother on your podcast.
Yes, that would be a treat. Thank you so much for having me.
We love you, and good luck on your latest pregnancy.
Thanks.
So excited.
Bye, guys.